Good morning, gentlemen. We're going to be putting the Mudman back in this G-Shock box, which some have described as a coffin because some watches go in here to die, such as the King, the GXW-56BB. Nothing on the screen there. We need to get it some sunlight, so this one's going on the wrist. And we're going to see how much sunlight it takes to resurrect the King from the dead. And by the way, the Mudman is on high. Stick it in the duffel bag. It's going with me. Now the sleeve on this Ariat quarter zip is like really thick sleeve, and it pushes any watch forward. It's just a tight sleeve. I don't know how else to describe it. Tight, and this cuff is really long, so it's going to be a difficult day wearing the King. I have the W1R attached to the lapel. Normally I wear it lower, but having the quarter zip on, you know, you gotta have it play a little peekaboo over the top of the quarter zip. And then of course we get the DeWalt speaker earbuds. One press goes from the earbud to the speaker. These are pretty big. They don't fit that well under the collar, but being so big, they have a giant 60-hour battery. We're going to give it as much light as we can get, even if it's just a blinking amber light. Sun's out, the gun's out, the big gun. Trying to give it as much as we can. So far it's still dead, showing no signs of life. I'm just going to keep it here on the sill, you know, here on the armrest. Try to get as much sun as I can. And when we find out where we're going around here, then we'll rig up the equipment. So we'll be working outside for a while, soaking up the sun rays. The company man was filling out this form and he asked me what the date was, and I looked down at my watch and guess what? The King had rose from the dead. It was alive. And so I told him with all confidence, it is January 1st. You can see in the top right corner, that was a date. And it was 12:34 midnight. That's what the watch said. I mean, it was wrong, but it was on, okay? That was between 8 a.m. and 8:30 a.m., okay? And so it only took a little bit of sunlight, because the sun rose at, when did the sun rise? The sun, I'd have to check my other watch to tell you when the sun rose, but between sunrise and let's just say 8:30, the King came back on, okay? Now if you look right in the middle of the screen, it's really hard to see. That's a problem with this King, but right in the middle, see where it says SAT for Saturday? Look right smack dab in the middle of the screen, right above that little crossbar, and you see it says blinking CHG. That means charge. Okay, now look at the bottom where it says LMH for low, medium, high. There's no indication for low, medium, and high. It is below low. It is just blinking charge. Okay, so we're going to see if we can get it up to low or medium. This one does have multi-band 6, as you can see on the top, right? But the problem is that this doghouse that I'm in, you know, it's all made of metal. See the metal floors, metal walls. So it's not going to receive the multi-band 6 signal. You know, I don't even know if the multi-band 6 would come on in low power mode. All right, let me just set it. Well, let me set it. I don't know. Maybe it won't. Maybe I'm not pressing the button hard enough. No, maybe it won't let me set it. All right. Well, I can't. I'm holding on to adjust button and it's not letting me set it. I can't get any of the buttons to work. I guess when it's blinking charge, it just, see how it's blinking charge? It won't do anything else. It won't do anything except for display the incorrect time. All right. The only way that you could get the correct time in the blinking charge mode would be to give it enough sun at midnight on New Year's Day, which, you know, where's that possible? The North or South Pole? I'm not sure. I mean, I guess it would be the South Pole, right? But anyways, I'm going to have to wait till it gets to low to use another mode or to set it. I'm holding my wrist, my whole arm like this so I get sunlight. I know it's not like the most sunlight I could give it right now, but this isn't like a speed contest. This is kind of like an investigation. It's just an experiment, right? So it's still blinking charge, and I'll keep you guys updated. This job was a quick one. It was a nooner or sooner, so I'm gonna punch in the brakes and drive out of here, and I will try and keep my arm, you know, on the door, like on the sill here, trying to get as much sunlight on it as I drive, but you know, still keep two hands on the wheel and the eyes on the road. So let's punch in the brakes and get out of here. Take a look at that. It's already up to medium. All right, so I was driving back from the job, and at around 5 hours, it stopped blinking charge, and I didn't see it at low. It went right up to medium. See the little dot there by the battery indicator? So we're back in business. I just pulled in here to fuel, so look at that yummy diesel. How do you think this watch would hold up to diesel? Tons and tons of birds here down at the pond where I'm going walking. I don't know if you guys can hear all of them cackling and see them all in the trees right there. I am not sure if any of them are owls. I don't know if you guys have heard, but I like owls. Anyways, still at medium. I tried a few times to get the Multiman 6 to come on. Of course, it doesn't usually happen during the day around here. So tonight, like as you can see, I have not actually set the watch. Sunset, that's it. End of the day. These are all the rays that this King, the GXW-56BB, was going to get. It got, all right? And I was pretty happy with the experiment, you know? Oh yeah, I like ducks too. They love bread. They absolutely love bread. They just go nuts if, like, you know, you just throw out bread. Probably that guy thought I did throw bread. Do you see him? Psych! So I'm out here, I'm gonna get some of my steps in. Maybe just put in 2 or 3 miles of steps. I don't have a step counter on this baby. But if I wanted a watch that did have a step counter that was about the same size, that would be the GPRH 1000, which I own. That one's in the box. That one's in the coffin. The G-Shock toolbox. So maybe we could let that one die and see how long it takes to get that one back from the dead. The sun brought the King back to life. It's that solar radiation that touched the tough solar panel of the G-Shock module of the GXW-56BB. That energy reinvigorated the battery, and the functions of the watch was restored. Have you ever heard stories of, you know, people or animals coming back to life when everybody thought they were dead? It's always some external source, like some medical resuscitation that brings life back to the body. Have you ever heard of someone bringing himself back from the dead? That his body died, but he rose it up. Well, in the Gospel of John, Jesus says, I am the good shepherd, and I lay down my life for the sheep. For this reason the Father loves me, because I lay down my life that I may take it up again. No one takes it from me, but I lay it down of my own accord. I have the authority to lay it down, and I have the authority to take it up again. This charge I have received from my Father. So Jesus says that he has the power to raise his dead body out of the grave. Right? That's pretty crazy. That means he has power over the death. That means that existence, our existence, is more than just our bodies, more than just what we see, more than just this physical world, right? In Romans chapter 8, it says, "But if Christ is in you, although the body is dead because of sin, the spirit is life because of righteousness. If the spirit of him who raised Jesus from the dead dwells in you, he who raised Christ Jesus from the dead will also give life to your mortal bodies through his Spirit who dwells in you." You see, it's a divine act that Jesus rose from the dead, because we believe he's God, and he can give life to you. And this is a greater thing than, your body, your mortal body, just made of dirt, essentially. It's just flesh. You need life for your spirit, and that's what Jesus is. He's life. Guys, that's why I end my videos with telling you guys, Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. You need an external source of life, and that's Jesus. I'm Jim Kincaid. Thanks for watching.